Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Fabulous Fix It Friday. This is where we take a look at a problem that you might be experiencing and how do we fix it with automation. Well, let's hop right into it. Here's the dilemma. Either you or a client you're working with has a catalog of different products and services that they could potentially offer to their clients. So for this example, we're going to use 4 here. Now, if you have a little OCD here, you notice that my 3 and 4s are backwards on the bottom, but you know what? Nobody's perfect, so let's move forward. So here you've got these 4 products that are in your catalog, and you've got, a bunch of clients that are out there that you're like, I want to present this to them, but I don't know which one to present to who and when and all that. We're going to fix all that with this process. So when you have this, you basically are out in the woods, you're feeling lost, you got your phone, your GPS is not working, you don't know where to start, right? That is a very acceptable feeling for where you're at. But the thing is, which one of these prospects do you show the offer to? Now, my word of advice in all this is not to overcomplicate it. You know what? We've got a really great concept that I've come up with, and it may work for you, it may not work for you, but the system I think is pretty sick and pretty awesome. So that's what I want to show you in today's video, and I've given it a name of the Offer Cycle Matrix, mainly because that's a pretty freaking cool name. So let's get out of this presentation and let me show you what it is that I built. And I did this video because I was actually building this out for a client today. So here's how it works. Now, this is probably a moderate to advanced kind of concept within Keap with the campaign builder. So the very top section, this here is the matrix. So in their example, they have 4 offers that they want to present. Now, with this, what this does is it kicks off with a tag that says nurture ongoing offer cycle start. Okay, now I'm very big on naming conventions, keeping it very simple. And what I normally do is I'll build all the tags first so that I know that the naming convention is consistent and even down to the space dash space. You know what? If that's a pet peeve of yours when people don't do that, then hey, welcome to the club. Let's get started. So this cycle start tag has a big purpose because this is going to kick this automation off. Now, because it has its only purpose is to kick it off and we will need to recycle it, one of the first things that we're going to do in the next step here is to remove it so that we can reapply it and drive people back into it. Now, I also run tags in here to say when somebody is active in a sequence. And the reason for that is if there was any other automation that they might potentially go into, I wanted to make sure that if they have this active tag on, I will, eliminate them from being entered into any type of automation that I have on the go. So people aren't in parallel automations that are there. All right, that's just a best practice that I've come up with. So as it goes through here, we've got really 3 forks in the road here. There is completed all offers, which means that they have been presented all 4 of these offers, or it could be 6, or it could be 10, however many you have. The key is that there is, it's looking for the tags, and I'll show you the decision diamond here in a second. This one here for the first offer means this is going to fire off the tag that is going to start the offer sequence down below. Okay, and we'll get to that in a second. Or bypass, which means they've already been presented this offer. Now, when we go and we look at the decisions in here, basically to enter into the offer sequence, the contact doesn't contain that offer completed tag. Okay, pretty standard there, right? Once they've gotten the offer, we apply the completed tag so that the next time they get cycled through, they're not going to be put into that sequence. The bypass one is the opposite of that, means that it contains that completed tag. And then that completed all offers means that the contact has all 4 of the completed offer tags. So that even if they're driven in there by accident or by automation or manually or anything like that, this is a catch-all to make sure that they don't get offered those again. All right. And then when the bypass, so they come down to bypass, it's going to move along. This one is doing the same thing for the next one in sequence. So the offer is, if they don't have the offer completed, if they do, they go bypass. So what it's doing essentially is it drops in here and it comes along. And if they were not presented offer 1, they're going to get it. If they were, they're going to bypass and they're going to be like, okay, fork in the road. Do they have offer 2? Yes or no? If they didn't get presented it, then it's going to go up here and it's going to present that. It's going to mark it completed, and then they're going to move to the next one. So a new fresh contact coming through is going to go through offer 1, offer 2, offer 3, offer 4. If, let's say, they've got offer 1 and 2 and they get put back into this, it's going to be bypass, bypass, present offer 3. Okay, that's how the matrix works. Now, the reason that I don't put the offers in here, like I don't build out all the nurtures in this one, is that what I'm doing is I'm actually applying, well, that's a completed tag here. Let me just go back. I haven't put that part in yet. I got super excited about presenting this today. But in this here, what we would actually have is another start tag. And I think this was because I wanted to show you this, is that we want to call this offer start. So we have a nurture CSDS offer start. Okay. And the reason this is, the sole purpose of this is to trigger the automation down below, right? So in here, there's the offer start. And as we look at this, the next step in that is housekeeping. So it's going to remove that offer start, okay, because it doesn't need to stick around. I don't care for it. And then it's going to put the completed tag on here. Now, I like to put the completed tag on there immediately, regardless if it's a 5-day nurture or whatever, instead of waiting till the end of it. So then it's going to release from there, and then it's going to go into the actual nurture of whatever that is that you build it out. For some of the nurtures that we do very high intensity mixture of voicemails, text messages, emails, and all that. It could be drawn out, whatever your nurture looks like. But the key with this is at the very end, you need to reapply that cycle start tag. And that is going to drive them back up here and run through the matrix again, right? And then as they go through the next one, it's going to drive them into this here. Now, one thing that's not in here that we're actually doing with this client is once people have gone through the entire offer library, they're going to be tagged to be put on a list for one-time special event blasts, right? So, once they've done the entire gamut of nurtures, then they're just going to get more so special event broadcasts. They're basically more of a longer term nurture that's happening. So that tag would be applied after this completed all offers. So in here, I will apply that there. The only time they get it is once they've gone through this, because once you're in this, you're going to be kind of pushed through it until you've seen all 4 of the offers, okay? Now, the reason that we want to build these out down here and not up here is because in this client's case, and it might not be the case for you, and you might be able to just put it up there, but I like to give the flexibility, is I want to have the control in other automations to be able to choose which one they are going to fire into. So for example, the flow of this is if somebody gets offer 1, right, they opt in for it or they purchase it, they go through a post opt-in nurture that is independent of this. At the end of that, the natural progression is for them to go to the next one in line, okay? Now, if these are in line and they're linear, it would do that if you drop them in here. But there are some times where we want to be able to offer somebody, step 2, right? So maybe we're going to bypass this and we're going to say, okay, let's go to offer number 2. And if we apply this tag in a separate email or a nurture or whatever that is, they can still enter here, run through this, and then be put into that matrix and fired through the rest of the 3 offers. So just in summary, this is going to allow you to take your 4 or 5 or how many offers you have and build a matrix to deliver them consistently without worry and knowing that system is not going to break for you. So again, thank you so much for this. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope this benefits you. And if you have a comment or a question about what you saw, please leave a comment below the video. If you're watching this on YouTube, like and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to see you and hear from you in future videos. Take care and have fun growing your business.